Welcome back to the IPF World Championships here live in Homestead, Sweden. We are in Alico headquarters on Platform 1, where we have the junior 74 kilo men. And here is a quick look at the contenders 1 through 9. The world well represented here on Platform 1. And I am six-pack Lapidat calling the action. I'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors while we have a second here. Obviously, Alico being one of them. Having stepped in at the last minute, offering their venue when pandemic hit, and getting a venue was ever so tough. Also, SBD for their financial support of the IPF World Championships and many of the athletes. SBD sponsoring nations and sponsoring individual athletes, sending them to the World Championships, helping cover some costs, and it is much appreciated. We will start the squat session with Turan of Turkey, 165 kilo on the bar for him. Abar Turan leaves no doubt on the depth, and that was a smooth and easy squat.
Deadlift on 2. Bar loaded 2, bar loaded 1.
Representing Japan, Yuki Otake, 180 kilo on the bar for him. Makes easy work of his squat opener. And that's really what you want your squat to look and feel like. 9 attempts, it's a long day. You don't want to empty out too much on the very first lift of the day. Leave yourself room to grow. Plus, even though you have a warm-up and get somewhat of an indication how you feel back there, when you jump up into platform weight, surprises can happen, and you don't want to get surprised at the IPF World Championships. There's time zone changes, flight, if you had to fly to the venue, possible weight cuts. Get your foot in the door to the party. Add kilos afterwards. Representing the Netherlands, DK Wu, 190 kilo on the bar. Wu makes easy work of 190.
Deadlift on 1. Deadlift on 2. Loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
Also representing the Netherlands, Luke Kukol Kuran. Koran. Luke Kukol Koran. $192.5. Moved quickly, just a little bit high. He should have no problems adjusting. You see in the replay, it was about parallel, but you got to drop just a stitch below there.
Deadlift on 2.
Posta Christian of Hungary, 192.5 kilo, also on the bar for him.
Loaded on 1. Yep, loaded.
Makes easy work of it.
Loaded on 2. Good lift on 1. Bar loaded on 1. Sorry, no lift on 2.
Raphael Snell of Austria. 195 kilo on the bar for his opener.
Bar loaded on 2.
Again, easy work.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
And thus far, nobody's failed on strength, a technicality on depth, which should be easy enough to fix because the bar speed was pretty fast. Looked like an opener should. And that's what you want. You want to pick a weight for your opener. You know if you got to retake it, if you're rushed because you didn't come out to the platform on time, whatever the case may be, you can hit it any day of the week. And Engo Monsen of Norway, 200 kilo. Lars Monsen gets himself on the board.
Loaded on 1.
Josh Foyle of Ireland, 207.5 kilo. His last year as a junior.
No lift on 2, 2 to 1.
Makes easy work at 207.5.
2.
220 kilo being loaded on the bar for Patrick Leninka of Czechia.
Bar loaded on 1. Good lift on 2.
And Czechia should be on the board.
Good
Judges
lift on
agree?
1. Loaded on 2.
Nobody getting bullied around by the weights. Chest up, elbows down, knees tracking over the feet, bar pass, straight up, straight down. And the 74 kilo juniors is a monster class. It's broken up into 2 flights. So we are on to our second attempts now. And our second flight will be the second half of the 74 kilo juniors. 2-round A-bar makes easy work of 185.
On 1, 2 to 1.
The second flight will be the upper nominated 74 juniors. Luke Kuko Koran. Retaking 192.5. Does not need any major adjustments, just needs to go a little deeper. His opener was fast, smooth, easy. Just got to drop it into the hole.
30 seconds on 1, 30 seconds on 2.
That looks better. We'll see what the judges say.
Good lift on 2. Good lift on 1.
Good enough.
51.
2 to 1 in favor.
Loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
Seeing the slow-mo replay. Now, the judges are split up 3 different spots on the platform. Some lifters' hips aren't parallel, so one hip dips below, the other one is resting a little high, so that's why sometimes you see a discrepancy. That's why we have 3 from 3 different vantage points, and the best 2 out of 3 wins the vote. Now, Japan, 192.5 for Yuki Otake.
30 seconds on 1. Good lift on 2. 51.
12.5 kilo jump from his opener. Slowed him, but could not stop him.
Good lift on 1. 51. Bar loaded on 2. Bar loaded on 2. Start the clock, please. Thank you. Bar loaded on 1.
DK Wu of the Netherlands, 200 kilo even, jumping up 10 kilo. Made easy work of 190. Makes pretty easy work of 200 kilo, and he's smiling. He knows he's having a squat day. He is already over his previous personal best. Leaves the platform confident for his 3rd and final attempt.
Loaded on 1.
Hungary's Posta Christian, 205 kilo for his 2nd attempt. Sizable 12.5 kilo jump.
Sorry, no lift on 2. No lift on 2. Loaded on 2.
No issues there for Posta. 3 white lights.
Loaded on 1.
See that bar path beautifully up, down. There's a little bit of movement on his upper chest, but that's fine. Raphael Schnell of Austria. 205 kilo loaded on the bar for him. 10 kilo jump from his opener. And we are way beyond this young man's previous personal best leading into the Worlds. Bit of uncharted territory. Oh, it's a fight, but he's good for it. Lost his balance a little at the top. I'm not sure if it's... Yeah, I thought I saw that as well. Take a look at the slow-mo replay. Hits depth, fights his way through, but that step back right there you see in the slow-mo will not pass. When you get the squat command, your feet can no longer be moving back, forth, or rearranging at all until you get the rack command. Obviously, got to lock the knees and be upright as well at the end of your squat. 210 on the bar for Lars Monsen of Norway. 10 kilo jump for him, 5 kilo PR if he could get it. And that is a smooth 2nd attempt for Lars. Take a look at how pretty this squat is. Economical with his depth, just tips in, tips out. Ireland's Josh Foyle, 217.5 kilo. 10 kilo jump. and handles that 10 kilo jump smoothly. More in the tank. Look at that, forcing his knees out. Remains upright. Beautiful bar path.
Loaded on 1.
In our final second attempt, in the first flight, keep in mind we got another flight of 74s to go. 227.5 kilo, that is 501 pounds. Loaded for Patrick Lenica of Czechia.
2 attempts to change openers on 2. 2 attempts to change openers on 2.
Nicely done. Patrick
Good lift on 1, good lift on 2.
on the board with 3 white lights. 7.5 kilo jump. It was a bit of a sticking point. It never fully stopped, but definitely slowed. And expect a bit of a smaller jump on this third and final attempt. We're back at the bottom of the order. This is the third attempts now. Where Yuki Otake of Japan will attempt 197.5 kilo.
Good lift on 2.
Oh, Yuki. Bottoms out on the squat, but it can't stop him. 5 more kilo towards his total. Absolutely no question on depth there.
Loaded on 2.
Take a look at how deep he drops this. Wow, his hamstrings bounce off those calves. Uses the momentum and catches it. Forces himself upright. Luke Kukoltoren of the Netherlands. 200 kilo even. Missed his opener on depth. Came back. Hit it. Now knows the depth he needs. Fair play. He's got to replicate it one more time. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. If I'm honest, I saw the same thing. Just a stitch too high. He was credited with 192.5. So he's advancing into the bench press. Yeah, you can see in the slow-mo. It was close, borderline, but not quite IPF level. And 205 kilo for Raphael Schnell of Austria. Retaking 205. Potentially putting 10 kilo onto his total if he could hit this.
Loaded on 2 for a world sub-junior record for Vadim Plahotnikov.
And I think he might have made the adjustments. Let's see what the judges say. They do. 2 whites to 1. Take a look at the slow-mo replay.
Loaded on 1.
Drops it in. He's good for the fight.
On 2 world sub-junior record.
DK Wu of the Netherlands, 210 kilo.
2 attempts to make changes on 1. 2 attempts remain to make changes on
10
1.
kilo jump and we're well above his previous personal best of 195.
2 world sub-junior record for Plahotnikov. Loaded on 2, 182.5, 83 kilo class steel golf, Great Britain.
He's all smiles. He feels confident. 3 white lights. He has reason to be. Take a look at this squat. Hits the hole. Knees come in. He pushes them out.
Loaded on 2.
Completes the lift. Abar Turan of Turkey also taking 210 kilo for his final squat. $25-kilo jump from his second attempt. Took a 20-kilo jump from his opener to his second, 25 to his third.
On 2 for Goff. Loaded on 2.
And it doesn't seem to phase him.
Good lift on 1.
The young man knows his top end and knows if he squats once near his top end, he'll have plenty of energy for it. It's a bit of a risky proposition. If you miss your third squat, you're 25 kilo below your potential. On the flip side, you haven't been squatting near your top end, so you're nowhere near as fatigued. High risk, high reward. And we have 215 kilo on the bar for Postma Christian of Hungary.
Loaded on 2. No more changes on 1. No more changes on 1.
And forces himself through with tenacity, if nothing else.
Good lift on 1, 2 to 1.
2 white lights, all he needs. Definitely look like death from the side, and lets out a war cry to complete that
Loaded
one.
on 1.
Lars Monsen of Norway. 217.5 kilo on the bar for his third and final squat.
Good lift on 2, 2 to 1. Loaded on 2.
Seven and a half kilo did not slow him much. Lars takes those 7.5 kilo and adds them to his total. Positioning never breaks down, even on his top end squats.
Loaded on 1.
And Josh Foyle of Ireland, attempting a personal best, 225 kilo, and do you think he's ready for it? You hear the Irish in the crowd cheering him on.
Loaded on 1. On 2. Loaded on 2, sorry.
That looks good. Oh, wow, he is a scrappy lad, Josh Foyle. 3 white lights. Wow. Take a look at this beautiful scrap here. And the reason why he can complete this, stays calm and cool when the fight comes and doesn't get bullied around by the weight. Gravity doesn't care. Well, guess what? Neither does Josh Foyle. He's completing that lift. 230 kilo on the bar for Patrick Lanica of Czechia. Jumping up 2.5 kilo.
Loaded on 2.
Oh, handles it well though. And the Czechian lifter picks up another 2.5 kilo. And that was a well-called attempt selection. After the second attempts, him and his coaching staff must have had that conversation. Look, we're close to the limit. Another 2.5 kilo on the total would be lovely. Any more than that, we get greedy. I don't know if it's there. Take what's on the table for the day. And we're on flight 2 now, still in the 74 kilo class. It's a big class, but we're back to the openers. This is the second half. In terms of the nominations, this would be the top half of the nominations. And 210 kilo loaded on the bar.
Good lift on 2.
A2 Alto of Finland
Good lift on 1, 6
walks
to
away
1.
with 2 white lights. That's all he needs.
Loaded on 2. Loaded on 1.
Aaron Joy Fernandez of India, 210 kilo.
Good lift on 2.
Looks a little economical on depth. We'll see what the judges say. They agree.
No lift on 1. No lift
The
on
weight
1.
moved well, but the depth was definitely not there.
Loaded on 2.
See on the replay, that was definitely high. He'll be okay. I mean, the weight was not overly strenuous for him. He's just got to drop a little bit lower. He's got 2 more attempts to do it. And Simon Johnson of Norway, 210 kilo on his back. Well, no question about depth for this young man. And the Norwegian picks up 3 white lights. Some of these lifters, you know, they like to bomb in that squat and get a little bit of a bounce when the hamstrings hit the
Loaded on 2.
calves.
That was a good lift on 2, and it's now loaded on 2. Loaded on 1.
And Khalid Ben Bashir of France. Ben Bashir opening up with 212.5 kilo.
Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2.
Depth looked pretty good to me. However,
Good lift on
it
1.
did look a little bit laborious for your opener. It doesn't mean when the weight gets heavier, you can't kick it up a gear and start moving it a little quicker, but that looked probably closer to his top end than he had anticipated. I think we're going to see a small jump for his second and a small jump for his third, but I've been proven wrong before.
No lift on
Dmitry Stepanov of the ROC, 222.5 kilo.
Loaded on 2.
Oh, that got scary for a second there, but he battles through the sticking point, gets 3 white lights. He drops in the hole fast, gets a bounce off the hamstrings and calves, comes out, and there's a sticking point halfway. He's able to push through it. And that just might be a style of squatting where there's always a sticking point. He can keep getting heavier and keep battling through it. We'll have to see. Carl Johansson of Sweden, opening with 230 kilo. Johansson representing the home nation.
Loaded on 2. Good lift on 2.
Might be a little economical with depth there. We'll see what the judges say. Yeah. On the other side, it must have looked a little better. Again, the hips aren't always parallel,
Loaded on 1.
so we must have got the high hip on our side. But he's on the board. 232.5 kilo loaded on the bar. Ade Omisakin of Great Britain.
30 seconds on. Good lift on 2.
Ade makes easy work of that 232.5. That is exactly as you want your opener to look.
Loaded on 1.
Andrea Bonetto of France, 237.5 kilo.
On 2. 20 seconds remain on 2. Good lift on 1.
Nice smooth opener. Has plenty of room to grow on that.
Sorry, no lift on 2. Loaded on 1.
Alexei Sergiko. Alexei Sergiko opening with 242.5 kilo. The second highest opener in the 74 kilo junior class. Ooh, it was a bit of work though. 3 white lights, and this is where, I mean, he might continue to up the intensity and be fine, and that just might be as slow as he squats, whether it's the opener or the third. But if not, and we're closer to the limit than anticipated, this is why it's not where you open up, it's where you end off. Because if you move forward with only your opener, and other individuals increase from their opener to the second to the third and are a little fresher because they're not maxing out in their second and thirds, it's a bit of a marathon, not a sprint. And Japan's Fuji UI. Wow, UI made easy work at 250 kilo. That moved fast.
Good lift on 1. 2 to 1. Loaded on 2.
We're starting off with the second attempts now, where Aaron Fernandez of India
Loaded on 1.
missed 210 on depth, moved up to 215. Now, this is why I caution against moves like this. You missed 210 on depth. All right, you missed 215 on strength. Where are you at now? I would normally advise, if you're good for 210, take it to depth and then go 215. But you only have 3 attempts, and perhaps Team India does not want to fall behind. Well, the strength is definitely there. 215 is in reach, still a stitch high.
Loaded on 2.
Yeah, we're hitting around parallel. He's getting closer. I would advise he doesn't move any heavier than 215 until he hits it, though. Start to play with fire if you get a little too ambitious without having a single squat on there. If he doesn't get his third, he will bomb out. He can move to the bench press, but he will not be able to get a total 217.5 for A2 Alto of Finland.
2 to 1. Loaded on 2.
I'm going to have to agree there. I, from my vantage point, held my breath. It looked like it might be a little bit high. Nothing drastic. Just needs to drop it a pinch lower. Simon Johnson of Norway. 217.5 stays on the bar. And let's see if the Norwegian can take this. I believe he's a deep, yeah. No major inspection needed for his depth. 3 white lights. A bit of a bomb squatter. Likes to bomb it in. Get a little bounce at the bottom. Carry through with that momentum. And Khalid Ben Bashir of France. .220 kilo loaded on the bar for him.
No lift on 2, 2 to 1. Loaded on 2.
Ben Bashir took a 212.5 kilo opener, jumping up 7.5 kilo from there. Depth looked okay to me. The judges agree. Dips it in the hole. Knees threaten to come in, but he pushes them back out. Keeps his chest up. Completes the lift. 227.5 kilo being loaded for Dmitry Stepanov of the ROC. 5 kilo jump from his opener.
Loaded on 2.
Oh,
No lift on 2.
nice catch by the spotters there. He's not injured. It looked like, you know, there's a jerk at the bottom with that left knee. You see it cave in very suddenly. Sometimes that's an indication of some kind of a breakdown muscular-wise, but not the case here. He's okay, walks off the platform, and should be back for his third. Carl Johansson of Sweden, 242.5 kilo on the bar for him, 12.5 kilo jump from his opener.
No lift on 2. No lift on 2. 10-minute break on 2.
Big breath embrace.
Good lift on 1, 2 to 1.
And Johansson picks up some extra kilo towards his total.
10-minute break on 2. 7 minutes to change openers on 2. Loaded.
Andrea Bonetto of France, 247.5 kilo on the bar for him. 10 kilo jump, just beneath his personal best. With bigger flights like this, the lifters have a decent amount of time in between attempts to recuperate. 3 white lights. Alexei Sergenko of ROC, 247.5 kilo for him as well. Handles his 5 kilo jump well. Don't see the lights by the judges right now. Nope. And they call him on depth.
247.5 kilos for Ade Omisaki, Great Britain.
Ade Omisakin, 247.5 kilo as well. Taking a 15 kilo jump. Oh, wow. All types of horsepower on this young man. Came up a little lopsided, but he hit depth and locked it out, and that's all that matters. Take a look at this. He dips to his left, comes up a stitch lopsided, but he's just too strong and powerful to be slowed. And he locks it out.
Loaded, 265 kilos, Yuya Fuji, Japan. 7 minutes to lift up on 2, 4 minutes to change openers on 2.
And Yui Fuji, 265 kilo for his second attempt. $15 kilo jump from his opener, which he moved pretty easily. Oh. Beautiful catch by the spotters. You see the left knee kicks in a bit at the bottom, right there. Wasn't able to regain his form, but he'll have another stab at it in his third and final squat attempts. And Aaron Joy Fernandez of India missed 210 on depth, opted to move up to 215 regardless. Missed 215 on depth. It got better. It got closer. It moved well. 215 once more. We know he's strong enough for this. He just needs to bury it. Two to one, and he gets in. By the skin of his teeth, this young man's IPF total hopes alive. Yeah, you see on the slow-mo, it looks like he just dipped it in there. Economical with his depth. We'll put it that way. 217.5. A2 Alto of Finland. Ooh, just a little too heavy for Alto today.
217.5 kilos for Alto. 222.5 kilos next weight on the bar. Bar is loaded for Simen Johnson of Norway.
And 222.5 for Simon Johnson of Norway's third and final squat. Nope. A little too much.
$225 on the bar now for Caleb Benbatier of France. Bar loaded. 1 minute to change openers on 2.
Khalid Ben Bashir of France, 225 kilo on the bar for him. 5 kilo jump. Hits it deep enough, but just a little too heavy. And these spotters and loaders are on their A game today. Beautiful catch after beautiful catch. Yeah, the knees come in, and he's just taking a little out of position to finish that. 227.5 kilo by Stepanov of ROC. Missed this on his second. Looking to rebound and collect another 5 kilo towards his total. Oh, looks like he might battle through this time. 3 white lights, and that was a hard fought third attempt. Take a look at the replay here. Around here, he lets out a war cry. Sometimes the weight stays consistent, but you just got to up your intensity. And Carl Johansson, calm, cool, and collected, talking about intensity. 5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Carl pacing towards a possible podium finish in a very competitive 74 kilo junior class. It'll be within reach, but this extra 5 kilo will help out. Just on depth. Moved well enough. Yeah, it was borderline. And 250 kilo being loaded on the bar for Alexei Serchenko of ROC, the Russian Olympic Committee. Missed 247.5, opted to move up 2.5 kilo. And looks like you might have done it. 3 white lights. And he picks up 7.5 kilo to add towards his total. Temporarily moves himself into the silver medal for the squat event. We still got a few more lifters to go. Speaking of, Ade Omisakin, representing Great Britain, 252.5 kilo on the bar, 5 kilo jump for him.
We're ready on 2, the bar is loaded on 2.
Oh, wow. Even cleaner than the second, I believe. See if the judges agree. They do. This time the bar was a little straighter, and he didn't get pulled out of position due to that. The bar path, nice and tidy, up and down. Moved himself into the gold medal position for the squat event, also collecting some precious kilo for the total. 255 kilo now on the bar for Andrea Bonetto. If he hits this, he'll move into the gold medal position for the squat event. Moved well. See what the judges say about his depth. That's as I saw it as well. You can see on the replay, just cut it a little high.
Loaded on one.
UI Fuji,
Good lift on two.
UI Fuji he has missed his second with a 265, 15 kilo jump. Looking to retake that now.
Two.
Nope.
Welcome, ladies. No lift
I think his
on
left
one, 265.
leg kicked in again at the bottom.
10-minute break.
Heart is willing, but the body was failing. And that concludes the junior 74 kilo class. And do not go anywhere. We're going to take a brief 10-minute break, return back with the bench press event, six-pack lap at. I will see you in 10 minutes.
Good lift. Breaking down on two. 120 kilos into the bar for Vadim Plahotnikov, Kazakhstan. Bar is loaded.
and welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Homestead, Sweden at the Alico headquarters. This is Six Pack Lapidat, where we have the junior men's 74 kilo class. Had ourselves a bit of a squat battle, and now we're into the bench press event. The 74 junior class, stack division. We had to split it up into two different flights. So we took the nominations. The bottom half of the nomination is going to go first in that flight. And then when they do all three of their attempts, move on to the next flight where we have the top half of the nominations. And kicking us off at 115 kilo is Abar Turan of Turkey.
Followed on 2. This is a World Sub-Junior record attempt on platform 2 for the Croatian lifter. Record attempt, come on! Thank you. I'll do it for you.
Makes easy work of 115 kilo. And the bench press event, unlike the other events, has 3 commands. You have your start command at the top, where your elbows have to be locked, and until your elbows are completely locked, you won't get the start command. You have the press command when the bar is lowered to your chest and is motionless. And then you have the rack command when you're at the top of the press and your elbows are locked again, then you'll get the rack command. During this, after you get the start command, you can no longer have your head off the bench, butt off the bench, feet moving around. You have to be settled. Up until the start command, butt can be off the bench. You can be sorting yourself out if you like. 3 commands, a lot of possible infractions. Josh Foyle, 117.5. Easy work there. Among the infractions, there's heaving, which some people get a little confused about. What does heaving mean? Now, you are going to see leg drive. Bam, you see Josh's right on cue. Legs tighten up, leg drive, and the bar comes off the chest. Now, if he does that and his butt comes up, it's an infraction. But sometimes you get the press command, and to get it off the chest, they'll do leg drive, but also get the press command. It has to come up. You can't get the press command, and it sinks further into the chest after you've been told to press it, and then you heave it. Trying to get a little momentum like that, that is an infraction with the heaving and sinking. Bar can only go in one direction after you get the press command. So obviously heaving goes against that principle, as well as when the bar is off the chest and in motion, you could struggle, come to a complete pause, but it can't start coming down and then back up again. 120 kilo on the bar for the Hungarian Posta Christian. 3 white lights.
Loaded on 1.
Yuki Otake of Japan, 122.5 for him. Met this young man the other day, could not have been nicer. Driving his traps into the bench.
No lift on 2.
Makes easy work of 122.5.
Good lift on 1. Loaded on 2. Loaded on 1.
Luke Kuko-Koren. 125 kilo for him. representing the Netherlands. You can see how the shoulder tucked under where the touch point, as close to the touch point as they can. Look at how smooth and easy that was. Beautiful opener by Luke. 3 white lights.
Loaded on 1.
Patrick Lenanika of Czechia. 127.5 kilo on the bar for him.
No more changes to openers on 2. No more changes to openers on 2. Good lift on 2. Good lift on 1.
A little bit of work, but he gets 3 white lights.
Loaded on 2. Loaded on 1.
Raphael of Austria, 127.5 kilo. Going over how he wants the handoff. Important. Let the spotters and loaders know.
Good lift, 2 to 1 on 2.
They are the best in the business, but I also tell you what. Use your hands and point to where you want on your body in terms of the level as well. But they know what they're doing. They understand how the bench press works. And look at that setup. How high the chest is. It gets the shoulders in place. Gets the core tight. You see how tight the tension through it, the legs. It's not just an upper body movement. And it also obviously mitigates the range of motion. 142.5 for Lars Monsen of Norway. A little bit of discussion. This is a Ukrainian spotting and loading team. Obviously, we got lifters from all over the world, and sometimes there are language barriers, so got to explain yourself with some gestures. Nice, smooth, easy press.
Good lift on 1. Good lift on 2, 2 to 1. Loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
And DK Wu of the Netherlands, 152.5 kilo on the bar for him.
Good lift on 2.
Makes easy work of his opener. And so far, everybody's hit their openers. Oh, and look at that. I jinxed this young man. Take a look. Yellows would mean the butt comes up, maybe? Or is there some down? It's hard to tell from my angle all the time. I'm not on the platform, so I don't see everything the judges see. But it was consistent by the 2 side judges, so they obviously saw something here. Yellow for bench is heaving or sinking, failure to abide by the commands, or rising of the head, the butt. 125 by Turan of Turkey.
Good lift on 1.
3 white lights.
Loaded on 1.
And we're on our second attempts. The return of Josh Foyle, who had a dramatic third squat. 127.5 kilo on the bar for him. 10 kilo jump.
Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2.
We already know if a fight's coming, Josh is likely game for it. 2 out of 3 white lights, and he's good.
Loaded on 1.
Luke Koekel-Koren of the Netherlands jumps 5 kilo from his opener to 130 kilo.
Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2. Loaded
3
on
white
1.
lights, and Luke's starting to pick up a bit of momentum here. Had a bit of a scare in the squats, rebounding nicely in the bench press event. And 30 kilo loaded on the bar. Yuki Otake of Japan.
Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2. Good lift on 1.
3 white lights.
On 1.
And 132 now being loaded.
Good lift on 2.
Posta Christian of Hungary. A rather sizable 12.5 kilo jump from his opener.
Loaded on 2.
Twelve and a half kilo jump, but he handles it well.
On 1.
Proof is in the pudding. 3 white lights.
Loaded on 1. Good lift on 2.
132.5 kilo now being loaded for Patrick of Czechia. Patrick opened up with 127.5 kilo. That is 2.5 kilo over his previous personal best before coming into the IPF Worlds. Well into uncharted territory is Patrick. Let's see how he handles it. Just a little too heavy. He does have one more attempt if he wants to take another stab at it.
Loaded on 1. Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2.
132.5 kilos stays on the bar for Raphael of Austria. Drives his traps into the bench. Uses the weight to keep himself wedged there and then lowers his butt to the bench. Beautifully done in 3 white lights.
No lift on 2, 1 caught loaders. Loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
147.5 kilo loaded for Lars Monsen of Norway. The Norwegian looking to add 5 kilo onto his total. Makes easy work.
Good lift on 1.
3 white lights.
On 2, 2 to 1. Loaded on 2.
DK Wu of the Netherlands attempting 152.5 once again. Missed it on his opener.
No lift on 2.
Now, he pressed it out. We'll see if the judges saw, okay, it's 3 white lights and he's good. Talk about a high rib cage there.
Loaded on 1.
Luke Kukal Koren. Also representing the Netherlands. 2.5 kilo jump for him.
Good lift on 2. Loaded on 2.
Oh, the bar loses momentum.
Loaded on 1. Good lift on 2.
Patrick representing Czechia, 132.5 kilo. Stays on the bar for him. He missed this on his second attempt. Looking to rebound. Just below lockout.
No lift on 1. Loaded on 1.
You see his butt threatening to rise up off the bench, and it eventually does. Yuki Otake,
Lift on 2.
also attempting 132.5 kilo. This will add 2.5 kilo to his total should he hit it.
Loaded on 2.
Whoa, nice catch by the spotters.
Well caught loaders. Loaded on 1.
And Josh Foyle of Ireland, 132.5 kilo being loaded on the bar for him. This is a 5 kilo jump
No lift on 2.
and will match his personal best. And that one might have moved better than the second attempt. Josh Foyle heating up. 3 for 3 in the bench press. Ibar Turan of Turkey, 132.5 kilo loaded on the bar for him. 7.5 kilo jump from his second attempt.
Loaded on 2. No lift on 1.
No lift, not today. A little bit of an ambitious 7.5 kilo jump there.
Loaded on 1.
Posta of Hungary.
Good lift on 2.
Posta Christian with 135 kilo third attempt. 2.5 kilo above his second attempt.
One attempt remains to make any changes on 1. One attempt remains.
Thus far, just one successful third attempt. Can Postma make it 2? Looks like you might have. Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights.
No lift on 2. Bar loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
Raphael Schnell of Austria. 137.5 kilo on the bar for him.
Well caught loaders, no lift on 2.
Three white lights, and Raphael picks up another 5 kilo towards his total.
2. Loaded on 1.
The Norwegian Lars Monsen, 150 kilo on the bar for him. Staying a couple kilo below his previous personal best. Looking to go 3 for 3. And it looks like he might have done it.
No lift on 2.
Judges agree. 3 white lights.
Loaded on 2. Loaded on 1.
$155 kilo on the bar for DK Wu of the Netherlands. Missed 152.5, retook it, got it, and now jumping up another 2.5 kilo.
Lift on 2.
The judges say it's good. 2 out of 3 lights are white, all he needs.
Loaded on 1. Reset the clock on. Thank you.
And we are on to the second flight. So this is the top half of the nominations. But we're back at the openers. And Aaron Joy Fernandez of India opening with 130 kilo.
Good lift on 2. 10-minute break on 2, 7 minutes to change overs on 2. Good lift on 1. Bar loaded on 1.
ROC's Dmitry Stepanov opening with 135 kilos. Explosive off the chest with 135 kilo.
Good lift 2-1 for Dmitry Stepanov at 135 kilos, 140 next weight with Arthur Adik Omisakin, Great Britain. Bars loaded. 140 kilos, Omisakin, Great Britain.
Ode Omisakin of Great Britain, 140 kilo for his opener. Making easy work of 140 kilo.
Good lift for Adik, 140 kilos. 147.5 kilos next weight with Arthur Alto, Finland. Bar is loaded. Minutes to lift off on 1, 5 minutes to change openers on 2, sorry, 8 minutes to lift off on 2.
An A2 Alto of Finland, 147.5 kilo for his opener.
Good lift.
3 white lights.
Finland, 150 next weight the bar for Cornetto of France. Bars loaded.
Andrea Bonetto of France, 150 kilo on the bar for him. Three white lights.
150 kilos, 155 next on the bar, Carl Johansson, Sweden. Bars loaded, 155 kilos for Johansson.
And thus far, in our second flight, all of our lifters have been hitting their openers. Carl Johansson of the home nation of Sweden, 155 kilo opener for him. Good 10 kilo below his previous personal best.
6 minutes to lift off on 2, 3 minutes to changes on 2.
Carl having the advantage of not a great big travel time zone change and possible extra supporters. We'll see what the judges say here. I had a feeling he might have jumped that press command.
155, 160 next on the bar for Fuji of Japan. Bar is loaded.
It's the center judge who gave him a red, and the center judge, obviously, who's saying the press commands. But passes 2-1. And UI Fuji 160 kilo for his opener.
good lift for Fuji at 160, 165.
3 white lights.
France. Next weight up. Bars loaded, 165 kilos, Khaled Ben of France.
Khalid Ben Bashir of France, opening with 165 kilo. Five kilo below his previous personal best. But keep in mind, these are juniors. The rate of adaptation is relatively quick. Make fast gains. And for the most part, oh wow. That was a little bit tougher than anticipated. 2 out of 3 white lights. He's safe, but I don't expect a very big jump on the second and thirds. And if it's going to be a small jump, you'd hate to completely open the tank, tighten up the lower back for something like 2.5 kilo when you have the deadlift event still to come. 167.5 kilo on the bar now for Simon Johnson of Norway.
Sorry, no lift. No lift at 167.5 for Johnson. 180, next round of the bar, Alexis Serginko. Russian Olympic Committee.
Blink and you miss it.
Bars loaded.
I believe he might have jumped the command there. $180, Alexei Serginko of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee.
Two to one, good lift for Serginko.
2-1 good lift for Alexei.
No more changes, no more changes on 2, no more changes. Bar loaded.
And we are back to the bottom of the order for the first of our second attempts. Aaron Joy Fernandez of India, jumping 7.5 kilo to 137.5 kilo. Two out of 3 white lights, and he's good.
India, 140 next round of the bar for Stepanov, Russian Olympic Committee. Bars loaded.
Dmitry Stepanov of the ROC, 140 kilo loaded on the bar for him. Ooh, nice catch by the spotters.
Solid, no lift on 1.
An explosive press, but it runs out of momentum before he could catch it.
Bar loaded on 1 for Omisaki.
Unable to lock it out, and 147.5 getting loaded on the bar for Ade
1 minute to lift
Omisakin.
off on 2. 1 minute to lift off on 2.
Ade Omisakin had a extremely large squat, building himself a nice subtotal, building a case for that podium. Still lifting to go, but he picks up another 7.5 kilo. As we're advancing, he's somewhat settling into a silver medal placement overall, but It's difficult to tell on the prognosis because it takes all the completed lifts as well as your deadlift opener. Now, some of these people have placeholder deadlift openers, and they're going to end up changing them. Some people do very low deadlift openers, take big jumps to their second. Some of these people take very high deadlift openers and don't get their second and third. So take it with a grain of salt. 152.5 kilo loaded on the bar for Eetu Aalto of Finland. It's work, but he locks it out. See what the judges say. 3 white lights.
Lights on 2, please. Bar loading on 1. Good lift on 2. Bar loading on 2.
Andrea Bonetto of France. 160 kilo in hand.
Going no lift on 1. Loading on 1.
And I think he might have jumped the commands.
No lift on 2.
Carl Johansson of the home nation Sweden,
On 2.
also 160 kilo. 5 kilo jump.
Loading on 2.
He has previously hit 165 kilo. Three white lights. Carl picks up another 5 kilo.
Loading on 1. Loading on 2.
And Khalid Ben Bashir of France, 167.5 kilo for his second attempt, jumping up just 2.5 kilo from his opener.
Good lift on 2.
It's a struggle, but he locks it out. 3 white lights, and Ben Bashir gathers another 2.5 kilo, but definitely treading close to that limit. Simon Johansson of Norway now. 267.5 kilo on the bar for him. Simon had missed this in his opener. And appears to have hit it on his second. The judges agree. 3 white lights, and Simon is back on track.
Loading on 1. Loading on 2.
170 kilo now loaded on the bar. UI Fuji.
Record coming up on 2.
10 kilo jump.
Good lift on 2. World total sub-junior record for Croatia. That was the open record. Barry's loading on 2. That was the
Nice
open
catch by the
record.
spotters and loaders. 10 kilo jump, just a little ambitious for today.
Loading on 2.
Alexei Serchenko of the ROC. 185 kilo on the bench for him. We have a 407-pound bench for a 74-kilo junior. And we're only in the second attempts. Driving his traps into the bench.
Loaded 2. Loaded on 2. Good lift on 1.
3 white lights.
Loaded on 1.
Dmitry Stepanov of the ROC taking another go at 140 kilo. He had hit his 135 kilo opener, jumped to 140, missed it on his second. Well, he locked it out. Did his butt come off the bench? I definitely seen some movement, and it looks like the side judge has seen it. See if our slow-mo replay. Yeah, no doubt there. And Aaron Joy Fernandez of India, 142.5 kilo on the bar for him. 5 kilo jump from his second attempt.
Can we not swear, please? It is against the rules of competition. Thank you. Even if you didn't take the lift. Bar is loaded on 2.
Drives his traps into the bench, getting a beautiful arch and setup. Wedges himself under the bar and lowers his butt. Nope. Waves it off at the bottom. No need to chase bad money if you know it's not there. Looks like it shifted towards him. Didn't really hit the touch point he wanted.
Good lift on 2.
Ade Omisakin of Great Britain, 152.5 kilo on the bar for him. 5 kilo jump.
Bar loaded on 2.
In a day, having quite the day, going 3 for 3 in the bench press and building a substantial subtotal. Looking ahead at the deadlifts, he's opening very big as well. We might have he's a contender for the possible overall gold medal, depending how the deadlifts shake up. Definitely a podium favorite if he could keep this up. And Etu Alto, 155 kilo, 2.5 kilo jump from his second. This will be a 2.5 kilo personal best. Nope.
No lift on 1, just too heavy. Good lift on 2. Loaded on 1. Loaded on 2.
And Andrea Bonetto of France missed 160 kilo. Opted to up it nonetheless to 162.5. And likely that's to keep pace with Johansson of Sweden, because in the projected that'd keep them neck and neck. And they are fighting for a podium finish. So it's a strategic move in the long play. Did it pay off? 3 white lights. And well played by the French team.
Followed in on 1.
It's rare you'll have a lifter miss a lift and go up in weight regardless, unless there's a bigger picture implications and you don't want to fall behind with somebody you're chasing for that podium, which is the case here. Now, speaking of, Carl Johansson of Sweden, 162.5 on the bar. Three white lights for him. And I hesitate to even bring up the projected, as one of the deadlift openers is resting at 100 kilo, and that has to be a placement. Sergenko of the ROC has the biggest subtotal with 435. However, his deadlift opener is only 100 kilo, throwing off his projected total. Unless he's injured, that can't be right, and they're just trying to disguise, so there's no game planning by the other teams. Hard to tell. We'll find out in the deadlift event. 170 for Khalid Ben Bashir.
No lift on 1, too heavy.
No lift for Ben Bashir.
Right, come on, Jimmy, you got this. This time, son. Come on, come on. Following on 1. He used this.
UI Fujii with 170. He had missed this on his second attempt. Looking to get this on his third. Fujii pacing for a medal, has the biggest projected again. The Russian Olympic Committee lifter disguising his intentions for the deadlift. Definitely a podium favorite. And if he hits this, he'll put another 10 kilo, and he does. And Fujii looks more and more certain of a podium finish.
Loaded on 2, loaded on 1.
I hesitate to say certain. In sports, nothing's certain. We still got a deadlift event to go. Simon Johnson of Norway, 172.5 kilo. Misses opener, came back, hit that weight easily, putting 5 kilo on the second. Got 3 whites and hit that as well.
Sorry, no lift on 2, no lift.
And Alexei Sergenko of the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, with 187.5 kilo bench press, jumping up 2.5 kilo. Absolutely massive bench for the junior 74s. His subtotal starting to pull away from the rest of the pack,
No lift on
regardless of his third bench.
10-minute break on 1, good lift on 2.
On the nominations, it states he's pulled 230 kilo. What he has today, we're not sure. And that will conclude the 74 juniors in the bench press event. And there is your standing. And you see the subtotal I was speaking of for Alexei Sergenko of the ROC with a 435, a good 15 kilo jump on the next lifter from Japan and Andrea Bonetto of France. But a lot of things can shake up quickly in a deadlift event, and a lot of ground can be covered. Don't go anywhere. Six-pack lap of that, and we will be back in 10 minutes for the dramatic conclusion. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Homestead, Sweden. This is Six-Pack Lapidat, and we are in the deadlift event of the 74 kilo junior men. It's a tight race. We got a lot of gentlemen in this field, 14 to be exact, split into two different flights. We will begin with the lower second half, 19 gentlemen, sorry, excuse me, pardon me. We will begin with the lower half of the nominations. And then after we go through all three of their attempts, move on to the second flight, which is the upper half of the nominations. And we have some battles. It's too close to call at this point. And it depends on how the deadlifts unfold. You are allowed to change your deadlift opener, as well as 2 changes to your final deadlift. And when it's a tight battle like this, you're going to have some strategic placements by the national team coaches. And Yuki Otake of Japan, 200 kilo opener for him. Yuki handles it well.
Good lift on 1.
In the deadlift event, there is only one command. That's the down command. Once you get the call, the bar is loaded. You have 60 seconds to set up and begin your pull. Like the squat, you have to have your knees locked. You got to be standing erect. And important at the top to have your shoulders back. You can't have one of the shoulders slumped. Certainly not both. Can't be ramping or resting the bar on your legs. They can't assist you. Whoa. 220 kilo by 2 but that bobble at the top, and that was right on cue. I was about to say another infraction. Like the squat, like the bench, the bar's got to move in one direction. After you get the press command and bench, it can only go up. For the deadlift, it can only go up. It can stall, it can pause, but there's no down-up motion. And also like the squat, you can't take a step backwards if you lose your balance. 225 for Engo Monsen of Norway. Lars Engo Monsen, 225. Makes relatively easy work there. 3 white lights.
Loading on 1. Good lift on 2.
Post up, Christian of Hungary. 225 kilo on the bar for him.
Seconds on 1.
Snappy, easy opener for Posta. Posta gets 3 white lights and solidifies his total. And once you get your deadlift opener, you are no longer in danger of bombing out. And that's when you really want to start taking your bigger jumps. If strategically you're trying to gain some points for your nation, trying to get onto the podium for the total, and keep in mind also there is also a podium on medals for each event. $230 for Raphael of Austria. You see that hip pump. Pressure comes on. Hits it smooth. 3 white lights.
Sorry, that is no lift on 2, just too heavy.
235 for Patrick Leninka of Czechia.
Loaded about for 255. Padara didn't get it last time. Maybe with some Irish assistance to your list.
Makes easy work of that weight.
Just hold on. Okay, loaded on 1, loaded on 2. Let's hit it. And
Luke Kukol Koren of Netherlands.
sorry, no way for Dara at 255.
240 kilo for his opener.
No lift on 2.
His total is solidified and he's on the board.
Lift on 1.
240 kilo will stay on the bar for Josh Foyle of Ireland. Irish team asking for the bar to be cleaned. Spotting and loading team cleaning the bar for them. And I'll real quick give a shout out to our sponsors. You see them in the background there, Alico and SBD, for their support of the IPF World Championships here in Sweden.
No lift on 2. Bar loaded on 1. Loaded 2.
Makes easy work of 240 kilo.
Good lift on 1. Good lift on 2.
And DK Wu of the Netherlands opening with 245 kilo.
Loading on 2.
Double overhand hook grip. DK has no major struggles with 245.
I'm sorry, that is no lift. 2 good lift on 1.
And thus far, everybody securing their totals. Proper attempt selection by all the national teams,
Loading on 1.
except for Turan, who had missed 220 actually. Excuse me, pardon me. We do have, but he is retaking that. Yuki Otake, 215 kilo, 15 kilo jump.
Bar loaded on 2. Sorry, just too heavy on 2.
Handles the 15 kilo well and
Good lift on 1.
sends the bar back down
Junior record.
nice and politely.
287 kilos. Bar loaded on 1.
Not often you see that. Respecting the bar.
Scorer Czechia, World Sub-Junior record.
220 now loaded for Abar Turan of Turkey.
On 1.
He had missed this on his opener.
Of Turkey. Bar loading on 2, 287. Nikola Sikora World Sub-Junior record attempts. I'm sorry, no lift, no record. That concludes the deadlift.
3 white lights, he's on the board.
Two.
And everybody in the flight now has their total secure.
Loading the bar once, 235 kilos for Lars Engel, Norway.
235 kilo loaded on the bar for Lars Engo Monsen of Norway. Ten kilo doesn't slow him down much.
Loaded 237.5 kilos, Posta Christian, Hungary.
Posta Christian of Hungary, 237.5 kilo, 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. Just 1 kilo shy of his previous personal best, which is 238.5. Looks like that would be a Hungarian national record. And it is important to keep in mind, some of these individuals will be breaking national records while on the platform. We only announce world records on the platform, but there are always background stories, side stories. Judging by the way that moved, I think the Hungarian national record is in danger. He'll likely break it again.
242.5 kilos next week on the bar for Raphael Schnell.
Raphael Schnell of Austria, 242.5. 12.5 kilo jump.
242.5 kilos, Raphael Schnell, Austria.
Hip pump. Oh, comes away from him at the top. A little upset with himself. He does have another attempt. And yeah, you know what? The strength was there, but the grip strength wasn't. Double overhand hook grip. He'll have another attempt at it. 245 now. For Patrick Leninka of Czechia. Slow off the floor, but gains momentum. Wow. Classic sumo patient off the floor for a second there. It looked like it might be stapled. But once it started moving, he kept it going right to lockout. Luke Kukolkoren of the Netherlands, 247.5 kilo.
Sorry, a little bit too heavy for Luke. 247.5.
His 240 still in the books and total secure. He's got one more deadlift if he wants to come out and try that again. And we have Josh Foyle of Ireland, 252.5. Small personal best, but also putting 12.5 kilo onto his total.
We're just leaving the bar. And now the bar is loading. The 252.5 kilos for Josh Foyle of Ireland.
Coming out all types of intense for this one. Oh, wow. 12.5 kilo. Slowed him down. Almost not at all. Moved just as fast as his opener. Slow-mo replay barely slows him down either.
Bars loaded. DK Wu, Netherlands, 255 kilos.
DK Wu. 255 kilo for his opener. Sorry, his second attempt. 10 kilo jump, 10 kilo PR. Should he hit it? Can he get the shoulders back?
Sorry.
Loses it at the top. He does have another attempt left. You see, he drives that hip pump and breaks the inertia off the floor. Slows at the knees, though, and he struggles to get the shoulders back. And then the double overhand hook grip eventually fails him while struggling to get the shoulders back. Yuki Otake, 222.5 kilo for his third attempt.
Bars loaded, 222.5 kilos, Yuki Otaki, Japan.
Seven and a half kilo jump and a 2 kilo personal best. His personal best is 220.5, which looks like that'd likely be a national record in Japan, and this might be a national record right now if he can get it. Once again, places the bar on the ground gently, and he gets it. 240 kilo now being loaded for Abar Turan of Turkey. Missed 220, came back, hit it in his second, and taking a massive 20 kilo jump. Now it seems like a massive jump, but it was likely always his planned third. And when you miss your opener and retake your opening weight, you got to have that conversation with your coaching staff. Do we finish off the way we had planned? Oh, wow. He's a scrappy young man. I didn't think that was coming off the floor for a second there. And he gets it. 2 white lights, and that's all you need. Lars Engo Monsen of Norway, 242.5. Seven and a half kilo jump for him. Slow and steady, right to lockout. And he's all smiles. 2 out of 3. Finishes his day with a 610 kilo total. Raphael Schnell of Austria. Missed 242.5. Will attempt 245 for his third and final deadlift.
Bar is loaded for Schnell, 245 kilos. Come on, Raphael.
Oh, he's got it up. Can he hang on to it? Got the down command and held it for a second after the down command this time. A bit of redemption. Previously lost it at the top. This time hangs on to it for an extra second. Look at that. Nicely done.
Netherlands. Last chance. No, 2 attempts to change openers.
Luke will now attempt 247 and a half.
247.5 kilos.
One more time.
Luke is running the clock.
Yeah, it looks like Luke's going to run the clock. Makes sense. I believe, if I remember correctly, 247 and a half wasn't coming off the floor, and it's, you don't want to risk injury. So Luke will finish his day at 562 and a half. Clock will run, allowing his competitors a minute of respite. Sporting thing to do. I'll take this moment to thank our sponsors, Alico and SBD. Alico opening the doors to us, and we're live at the Alico headquarters in Homestead, Sweden.
They are working really hard. Go and see them in the eating area and talk to them about video.
And that is the Hungarian
Is out. That is no lift, no
Christian,
lift at 247.5 kilos.
about to come out to 250 kilo.
250 kilos for Costa Christian.
He had hit 237 and a half in his second attempt.
The bar is loaded. 250 kilos.
This is a 12 and a half kilo jump.
Hungary.
And we believe a Hungarian national record. It's off the ground. It is slow and steady. Well, he gets it all the way up, but do the judges 3 white lights, and there it is, 3 for 3 in the deadlifts. 3 white lights on his final pull, showing all types of gumption to lock that out. $255 kilo loaded now for Patrick Leninka of Czechia. Should he get it, he'll finish his day with 612 and a half. This is a 10 kilo jump from his second attempt. Today he'll finish with a 602 and a half. Joking around like he's going to wait for the lights for the call. Doesn't lose his humor in the moment. 255 for DK Wu of the Netherlands. Missed it on his second attempt. Coming back for his third. Hip pump brings him to his knees, but failing to get the shoulders back again. Just a little too much. He did buy himself some security with that opener.
255, 260, next weight on the bar for Josh Foyle of Ireland.
Josh Foyle of Ireland, 260 kilo on the bar for him.
Bars loaded, 260 kilos, Josh Foyle, Ireland.
7.5 kilo jump. Josh ragdolled 252 and is just a fiery ball of intensity. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. 3 white lights, 3 for 3, finishes his day 617 and a half. And an entertaining performer, Josh Foyle. We are now going to go into our second flight. And this is the upper half of the nominations for the 74 kilo juniors. And Alexei Serchenko of the ROC opening with 215 kilo. He previously had his opener at 100 kilo. That was just disguising his true intentions.
That's a good lift. 3 white lights for Alexei. 215 kilos next round the bar. 225 kilos Dmitry Stepanov, Russian Olympic Committee. Bars loaded. 225 kilos. Dmitry Stepanov.
Dmitry Stepanov, also representing the Russian Olympic Committee. 225 kilo on the bar for him. Three white lights.
Next weight on the bar, 230 kilos for Simen Johnson, Norway.
Simon Johnson of Norway making easy work of 230 kilo.
Good lift, 3 white lights for Simen Johnson, Norway. 240 next round the bar, Ben Bashir, France. Bars loaded.
Khalid
kilos,
Ben Bashir of France, 240 kilo. Makes easy work. Oh, a little bobble at the top. Not sure if the shoulders bobbled or the bar did as well. Nope. You're allowed to have your shoulders bobble, your body bobble, but the barbell itself can't go up and down.
Bars loaded. 245 kilos. Andrea Bonetto.
Andrea Bonetto of France, 242 kilo.
Good lift for Andrea.
3 white lights.
245. 250 next weight on the bar. A2 Alto, Finland. Bar is loaded.
A2 Alto of Finland, 250 kilo for his opener.
Seconds.
Uh-oh. Couldn't lock it out at the top.
Let's see. I'm sorry, that is no lift. No lift at 250 for E2. 265 next weight on the bar for Aaron Fernandez, India.
Had some issues locking that out. Hopefully he can make some adjustments and come back. He does have 2 more attempts left. And 265 for Aaron Joy Fernandez of India.
Bar is loaded. 265 kilos, Aaron Fernandez, India.
Patient off the floor, but picks up speed.
3 white lights and a good lift.
Pretty quick finish, 3 white lights. Solidifies his total.
267 on the bar now for Carl Johansson of Sweden.
Home nation lifter, Cal Johansson of Sweden. opening with 267.5. Cal looking like a solid favorite to reach the podium. But we got some lifting left to go. And that was fast. Plenty more in the tank.
Good lift, 3 weights for Carl at 267.5. Next weight on the bar, 280. Yuya Fuji, Japan.
And UI Fuji of Japan, 280 kilo for his opener.
Bar is loaded, 280 kilos. Yuya Fuji,
UI
Japan.
has hit 300 kilo previously in competition, expecting 280 to not be any major struggle. And it is not. That was about as smooth and easy as you're going to find. And his confidence has shot through the roof.
Great Britain. Bar is loaded for Ade.
280 kilo will stay on the bar for Ade Omisakin of Great Britain. Oh, wow. Just as fast. And this is going to be a battle for the top.
Next weight on the bar is 222.5 kilos for Alexei Sergenko.
I will keep you updated on attempt selection because this is definitely going to be a battle. It's a close call. Fuji in the projected 715 should he get his second attempt,
222.5 kilos, Alexei Sergenko.
with Omisakin at a 702.5. But a lock and change in the deadlifts. 222.5 for Alexei Sergenko. And it's a struggle once he gets to the knees, but bares his teeth, bite down on his gum shield, and completes the lift. 3 white lights. However, it appears as though the limit is near.
Next weight on the bar, Dmitry Stepanov, Russian Olympic Committee.
Dmitry Stepanov of the ROC, 232.5.
No lift, I'm afraid. No lift.
Doesn't get it off the ground.
232.5. 240 next weight on the bar, Simon Johnson.
240 kilo now being loaded for Simon Johnson of Norway.
Bar is loaded.
Hit a 230 for his opener.
Johnson, Norway.
Taking a 10 kilo jump. This will equal his previous personal best coming into the World Championships. Uh-oh. Bobble at the top, and this can be an issue at times for sumo pullers. At the very top, due to how far out the feet are, your balance isn't always there. Now they got to make a tough decision. Do they retake that weight, or do they go with their planned thirds? His total is secure. They have a minute to have that conversation.
Come on, this time.
And A2 Alto of Finland, 250 kilo, missed it on his opener.
Easy weight, come on.
Looking to take it again for his second.
Hits.
Well, that looked a lot better, didn't it?
Good man, let's see how that looked. It is a goal.
3 white lights, the judges agree.
For Bonetto, 255 next weight on the bar. Andrea Bonetto.
And he could breathe a sigh of relief. Total finally secure. Andrea Bonetto of France, 255 kilo on the bar for him. 10 kilo jump. Oh, missed it on lockout. And if he just had it a moment more, he almost got the down command. Something important to keep in mind, not only are these gentlemen battling for placement on the podium, but top 5 also contribute points to their national team. So the national team coaching staff trying to get as many points as they can along the way. There is a bigger picture. Khalid Ben Bashir of France, 280 kilo, a 40 kilo jump. Going all in, moving his chips to the center of the table. He's a little disappointed. He does have one more attempt. Got it to his knees, and he might have just locked the legs a little soon. We'll see soon if it's the weight or if he can make a couple technical changes and be okay. He has one more attempt at it. And Aaron Joy Fernandez of India, 280 kilo for his second attempt. This will be a personal best if he can hit it. Oh, wow. Makes easy work of 280. Looks like he has quite a few kilo left. And Carl Johansson of Sweden will attempt 282.5 kilo.
282.5 kilos, Carl Johansson, Sweden.
Small personal best. Carl eyeing up the weight with disdain. The home nation crowd is behind him. Oh, that was fast. That was smooth. 3 white lights. Look at that. Beautiful second attempt there. Unclasps the belt in style. And UI Fuji, 295 on the bar for the Japanese lifter. Nicely done. And he is starting to pull away from the pack a little bit.
297.5 kilos on the bar. Ade Omisaki, Great Britain.
He's not missing. He's not slowing down. A quick look at the scorecard here. Johansson, close. Ade, close as well. But they might be battling for silver and bronze. Pretty snappy, 297 and a half. And neither one of those gentlemen looked like the end was anywhere close to that second attempt. So I'm wondering where they're going to put in, what they're going to put in for their thirds. And keep in mind, able to change your third attempt twice. Is Fuji E too far ahead? Thus far, he will be pulling first before a day, which gives the Brit the strategic advantage of knowing if he misses,
Russian Olympic Committee.
I might be able to take gold. Both these lifters can change the final attempt again, so I'll keep you updated. 225 for Alexei Serchenko of the ROC. A little too much for today.
Sorry, no, just
He will be credited with a 657.5 total.
Next weight, please. 240 kilos for Simen Johnson of Norway.
240 kilo being loaded once again for Simon Johnson of Norway. Missed this on his second. Lost it at the top again, having some balance issues. On the way up, there was a pause. He was able to gather himself and look like he might be able, right there, look like he might be able to pull through it, but then lost it at the top again. Andrea Bonetto of France. He will attempt 255 for the second time.
Andrea Bonetto, France.
A little too much.
Unfortunately, no lift for Andrea. 257.5 kilos on the bar now for Itu Alto, Finland.
A2 Alto of Finland will attempt 257.5 kilo for his third and final lift.
Bars loaded. 257.5 kilos, Itu Alto, Finland.
On the bottom right, that 612.5 is his total as it stands now. And you can go ahead and add yourself 7.5 kilo to that if he completes this lift. Missed his opener, came back, nailed it. Looking to regain a little bit of ground he lost. Slow off the floor. Grinding at the top. Hold. Shows a lot of heart.
Going for the third vote. It's a good
2-1. It's good.
for Itu Alto.
And showed a lot of gumption. Slow off the floor. Almost completely paused at the knees for a moment there and grinds out the lockout. Khalid Ben Bashir of France, 280 kilo. Missed it on a second, looking to retake it here.
Bars loaded, 280 kilos. Khaled Ben Bashir of France.
This will bring him into the top 5 and collect some team points for France. Strategic move in the bigger picture. Getting his footing right. Nope, not today.
Waiting for the third vote. Lights, please, thank you. That is no lift. No lift for Ben Bashir at 280.
Aaron Joy Fernandez of India.
Fernandez, India.
285 kilo loaded on the bar for him.
Kilos for Aaron.
Currently resting 6 overall, but will pull himself into position for a bronze in the deadlift should he hit this. With 3 lifters left to go. Well, he certainly does his part.
2-1.
And you know what? Let's take a look at the slow-mo, because I thought for a second, yeah, his shoulders, he at the top, couldn't keep his shoulders back. It moved well, but failed to lock it out. And 297.5 for Carl Johansson, the home nation hero, looking to pull himself in position for a silver medal in the deadlift. And a silver medal overall. I'm sorry, a gold medal in deadlift, silver medal overall. Oh, wow. Beautiful pull. Keeps it. He's done it. 3 white lights. And the home crowd is enjoying the 3 for 3. You could hear him in the back. Take a look at this titanic effort and pull. Talk about living up to the hype. And we have some attempt changes here at the last second. And Ade Omisakin of Great Britain will attempt 300 kilo. This will get him the deadlift gold and possibly first place. No, this will not. Oh, wow. It looked like he might have even had some more in the tank there. 3 white lights. So Amisakin is resting in the silver medal position below Fujiwai, and now that Fujiwai or Fujii is secure with the overall gold, he is not risking his placement by loading up a world record deadlift. Already your junior world champion. The hay is in the barn. The tough work is over. Time to play. Load up the world record. Give the crowd a show. Oh, wow. Oh, just a little much. Gives a fist pump to the judges. And there is your junior 74 kilo world champion, Fujiwai, representing Japan. There's the scorecard. 7:15 for Fujii. Ade with a 7:05, and close behind him, the hometown hero, Carl Johansson, who pulled himself within reach before Ade had gotten his final deadlift of 300 kilo. Hell of a battle in the 74s. 6-pack lap of that. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the medal ceremony.
He's been the president of the European Powerlifting Federation for over 30 years. Mr. from Norway, Mr. Arnold Wallström. Please give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll begin with the 74 kilo squat medals. The bronze medal in the squat from Finland, Elmiri Kujala. Finland, Kujala, please step up to the podium. Your silver medal from Croatia, Teo Kalajera. And your gold medal from Kazakhstan, Vadim Plakhatinov. One more big round of applause for all of our squat medalists. Okay, please step down.
Thank you.
Please. Now, to the bench press medals. In bronze medal position, Elmiri Kujala, Finland. In silver medal position, Augustin Lorenzo, Philippines. And your gold medalist from Croatia, one more time, Teo Kalajera, Croatia. Nice to see Croatia here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for our medalists in the bench press. Now to the deadlift. Bronze medal position, Teo Kalajera, Croatia. Your silver medalist, Elmiri Kujala, Finland. And your gold medalist, Vadim Plakhatinov, Kazakhstan. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for our medalists in the deadlift. All right, now to the overall medals. From Finland, Elmiri Kujala. Vadim in silver medal position from Kazakhstan, Vadim Plakhatinov. And your gold medal from Croatia, Teo Kalajera. So I ask that everyone please stand for the playing of the national anthem from Croatia.
Please stand up. Stand up. Arkadiusz.
Russia, can we move to the 83 kilo sub-juniors? Again with the medals for the squat. Okay, in bronze medal position from the Russian Olympic Committee, Alexander Ponarev. In silver medal position, Mikla Sikora. Silver medal position. And from the Ukraine, Ostap Kursk. Gold medal.
Kozik. Thank you.
All right. Round of applause for all our medalists in the 83 juniors, sub-juniors. Now to the bench press. In bronze medal position from the Ukraine, Ostap Kursk. In silver medal position, Mikla Sikora. And in gold medal position, Theo Goff. From Great Britain. One big round of applause again for all of our medalists in the bench press. Sub-juniors, 83 kilo. Now to the deadlift. In bronze medal position from the Czech Republic, David Lasina. Silver medal position from the Czech Republic, Mikla Sikora. And gold medal goes to the Russian Olympic Committee's Alexander Pomarev. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists in the deadlift. Now we're going to move to the overall. Thank you. Please step down. In bronze medal position from Great Britain, Theo Goff. In silver medal position from the Russian Olympic Committee, Alexander Pomarev. And your gold medalist from the Czech Republic, Miklas Sikora. Sikora. May I have everyone please stand one more time, please stand for the playing of the national hymn of the Czech Republic. So ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for all of our 74 and 83 kilo lifters as the music starts and we march them off. Big round of applause. Good job, gentlemen. So we have one more ceremony, and we need to call out all of the 74 kilo junior male lifters. 74-kilo male lifters. We're going to arrange them, and Xavier is going to tell us when they are ready. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you all the 74-kilo men, junior athletes. Give them a big round of applause. We got a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. 17. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, I present to you all of the 74-kilo men, junior athletes. Give them a big round of applause. All right, once more, our medal presenters are the President of the International Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Gaston Perage, and the President of the European Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Arnold Wallstrom. Give them a big round of applause. One more time. Come on, do it up. Thank you.
What about that just the path? There's missing.
All right, I need all of the 74-kilo junior lifters. If you are in the venue, please come to the award ceremony.
Okay, 12 is missing. 12 is missing.
No, 12. We need all of the 74. Are we ready to go? Okay.
18
Okay, in the squat, for the medals in the squat, we will begin with the bronze medal for the Russian Olympic Committee, Alexei Serchenko. In the silver medal position from Japan, Yuya Fuji. And from your gold medalist from Great Britain, Ade Amasakin. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our finalists in the squat competition. Give them all a big round of applause. Now to the bench press. In bronze medal position from Japan, Yuya Fuji. In silver medal position from Norway, Simen Johnson Murable. And in gold medal position from the Russian Olympic Committee, Alexei Serchenko. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists in the bench press. Give them a big round of applause. All right, now moving to the deadlift. Your bronze medal from Japan, Yuya Fuji. In silver medal position from Sweden, the home team, Carl Johansson. And your gold medalist from Great Britain, Ade Amasakin. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the medalists in the deadlift. Give them a big round of applause. Now, to the overall medalists. 74 kilo junior. Close competition. Whew, look at that. In bronze medal position from Sweden, Carl Johansson. In silver medal position, just 2.5 kilos ahead of Johansson, Ade Amasakin. And your gold medalist from Japan, Yuya Fuji. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the overall medalists. Please stand for the national anthem of Japan. Please, everyone stand. Please. Please. Thank you. Once more, a big round of applause for our finalists. Now, before all the athletes leave the presentation area, I would ask that you honor them, give them another big round of applause. Great job, gentlemen. Great competition. That's what we would like to see. Thank you. Okay. Okay, the next session will begin the next session will begin at 5 o'clock sharp. We will have the women's sub-junior 63 and 69, sub-junior women 63 and 69 on platform 2. And on platform 1, we will have the women's junior, 57 and 63. An exciting competition. Be there, well worth the price of admission.
Ya, vamos a ver la base.